Hello dear aspirants, I welcome you all at Tathastu-ICS. In this particular video, we are going to cover one very important dimension with respect to UPSC CSE Prelims examination, that is world mapping and places in news. Now, you might already be knowing that every year 2 to 3 questions in prelims examination are being asked from world mapping, and largely these questions are framed from those areas that were in news because of certain geopolitical development. So in this particular video, we are going to cover all those particular important locations, and we are going to take horizon of last 1 year, and I shall be taking reference from Hindu newspaper, Indian Express newspaper and PIB's website. So let's get started with this particular video. First location that we are going to discuss is Ben Gurion Canal Project. Ben Gurion Canal Project. Now what is this Ben Gurion Canal all about? So it is an alternative that has been proposed by US, an alternative to Suez Canal. US wants to connect Red Sea with Mediterranean Sea through Ben Gurion Canal. Now guys, as of now, you already know that Suez Canal is connecting Red Sea with Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea with Mediterranean Sea. Now when we talk about Suez Canal was inaugurated in 1869, year when Gandhiji was born. It got nationalized in 1956, and since then Suez Canal is completely under the control of Egypt. However, in 2023 there are certain developments that have happened. What happened? 2023 Israel-Hamas war started, and because of Israel-Hamas war, geopolitical uncertainties in this particular area has increased. And Suez Canal, what is the importance of Suez Canal? Today, 12% of global trade, it passes through Suez Canal. It is the only navigable waterway between Europe and Asia of such short distance. So US wants an alternative, and US wants that this particular alternative should be situated in ideological ally of US. Who is ideological ally of US in this particular area? It is Israel. Who is ideological ally? It is Israel. So what US wants? US wants that an alternative canal, an alternative route should be dug from Israel, within Israel. Now, one thing is that this particular idea is not new. Since 1960s, US is advocating this particular idea. US has advocated that with the help of nuclear weapons, we should blast a waterway through the Negev desert of Israel. But now in 2023, this particular proposal again came in the news, and there were many newspapers in which it was published. So let's discuss a little bit more about it. Now, guys, here, if you focus, we have Sinai Peninsula. If you focus here, fine. If you focus here, we have Sinai Peninsula. Now here we have Gulf of Suez. Here we have Gulf of Suez. Here we have Gulf of Aqaba. I'm going to discuss them also, don't worry. Okay. Now Suez Canal connects Gulf of Suez with Mediterranean. And the alternative route will connect Gulf of Aqaba. It will connect Gulf of Aqaba with Mediterranean Sea. And this Ben Gurion Canal, it will pass through the Negev desert of Israel. Negev desert of Israel. Now, let's discuss Negev desert also, because it has also been in the news. Now, Negev desert, it is arid and semi-arid area of Israel, southern part of Israel. And Negev desert, it has a unique feature that is steep wall-like structures. So what has happened? Rocks. Okay, so basically there are resistant rocks in Negev desert which has not been eroded by the wind. And because these rocks have not been eroded, they have created wall-like structures which are called as makatshim. So makatshim is a unique feature of Negev desert, which is wall-like structures which have been created because of the resistant rocks located in Israel. And Negev desert is also the place from where Ben Gurion Canal will be passing. Okay. Now, let's discuss a little bit more about Israel, because Israel has also been in news because of Israel-Hamas war. So, first of all, who are neighbors of Israel? Now, we are going to start from 12 o'clock. So, at 12 o'clock, we have Lebanon. Then, we have Syria. After that, we have Jordan. Then in south, we have here Gulf of Aqaba. Then we have Egypt. We have Egypt and two Palestinian territories are here. That is West Bank and Gaza Strip. West Bank and Gaza Strip. Okay. So again, let's see neighbors. L. Lebanon. S. Syria. J. Jordan. Then Egypt. Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt. Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt. These are neighbors of the Israel. Now, some important water bodies that we have. Now, when we talk about water bodies, we are going to start from south and will go to north. So, in south, the southernmost water body is Gulf of Aqaba. Gulf of Aqaba. Then here we have Dead Sea. Then here we have Dead Sea. Then here we have Jordan River. Jordan River. After that, here we have Lake Tiberias. Lake Tiberias. So, Gulf of Aqaba, Dead Sea, River Jordan, Lake Tiberias, and then here towards the western side, we have Mediterranean Sea. We have Mediterranean Sea. Okay. Now, some of the important locations, that we have here. So, now, here in the north, you find Golan Heights. You find Golan Heights here. Now, Golan Heights, it belongs to Syria. It belongs to Syria, but since 1967, it has been occupied by Israel. And on Golan Heights, question has already been asked in UPSC examination. Fine. Now, here we have Khan Yunis, that was in news. Towards the north, we have Bethlehem, and then little bit towards the north, we have Jerusalem. Bethlehem and Jerusalem are two important cities for Abrahamic religions. So, Khan Yunis is in south. Then Khan Yunis, I will discuss it separately also. It was in news because of the bombings. Then Bethlehem, and then little bit more north to the Bethlehem, we have Jerusalem. Okay, and here there is the Negev desert. So this is about Israel, Negev desert. Now moving on to the next entry, that is Suez Canal. So Suez Canal was in news. Why? Because the shipping traffic in Suez Canal has been reduced. Why it has been reduced? Because of Houthi rebels who are attacking ships which are passing from Red Sea. Now, when we talk about the Houthis, so Houthis is a militia group which is based in Yemen, They are attacking ships which are going to Israel or which are coming from Israel, and because of this particular thing, large number of ships, rather than taking the Suez Canal route, they are taking the route from Cape of Good Hope, that is across Africa. So Suez Canal has been in news. Let's discuss important aspects, geographical aspects with respect to Suez Canal. So, Suez Canal. Now, here in south, we have Gulf of Suez. Now, Suez Canal, it starts from Port Tafik. Port Tafik culminates at Port Sayyad. So, two things you need to keep in mind. Port Tafik, southern port, where Suez Canal starts, and Port Sayyad, northern port, where Suez Canal culminates. In between, there are some important water bodies that we have. That is Great Bitter Lake. Great Bitter Lake. Then Lake Timsa. So, Great Bitter Lake is in south. Lake Timsa is in the north. Okay. Fine. So, this is about the Suez Canal important locations. Then, next, Gulf of Aqaba. Gulf of Aqaba. So, when we talk about Gulf of Aqaba is also called as Gulf of Eilat. Gulf of Eilat. Gulf of Aqaba is also called as Gulf of Eilat. Now, Gulf of Eilat. So, Eilat is a city in Israel, and Eilat is also the point where the Ben Gurion Canal from where it has to start. Now, Gulf of Aqaba, it is shared by four countries, that is Egypt, Israel, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. Let's see that. So, here if you see, we have Red Sea, here we have Gulf of Suez, here we have Sinai Peninsula, here we have Gulf of Aqaba. Now, Gulf of Aqaba coastline is shared by number 1, Egypt, then number 2, Israel, then number 3, Jordan. Number 4, Saudi Arabia. Now guys, understand this particular thing. What is a Gulf? What is a Gulf? So Gulf is a water body which is entrenched in the land area, or a body which is surrounded by the land from maximum number of sides, that is called as Gulf. So when there is a piece of land which is surrounded by water from three sides, we call it a peninsula. But when there is a water body which is surrounded by land on the three sides or on the maximum sides, we call it as a Gulf. Gulf is an entrenched water body in the land. So here we have Gulf of Suez, which is an entrenched water body towards the land, and here we have Gulf of Aqaba. Also, Gulf of Aqaba, it has northernmost coral reefs in the world. It has the northernmost coral reefs in the world. Okay. Then next, Red Sea. Red Sea. So Red Sea is also again in the news because of the Houthi rebel attacks. Now, when we talk about Red Sea, so it is simply the extension of Indian Ocean, between Africa and Asia. And also, Red Sea is the world's warmest sea. It is the world's warmest sea. Let's discuss about the Red Sea. Now, when we talk about Red Sea area, so first of all, guys, here you have Arabian Sea. Now, just imagine that you are sitting on a boat, and through this particular boat, you are going on Red Sea. So, first you will cross Arabian Sea. After Arabian Sea, you will enter Gulf of Aden. You will enter Gulf of Aden. Then after through Gulf of Aden, here you will enter Bab el Mandab Strait. You will enter the Bab el Mandab Strait. What a strait is? Strait is simply a narrow body of water that connects to larger water bodies. So here in north we have Red Sea, and in south we have Arabian Sea and Gulf of Aden. So these are two larger water bodies, that is Red Sea and Gulf of Aden and Arabian Sea, are being connected by Bab el Mandab Strait. So you'll enter Bab el Mandab, and through Bab el Mandab then you will enter Red Sea area. Now, before discussing neighbors of Red Sea, I just want to tell you one very important aspect. See, when we talk about Red Sea, in north, Red Sea gets bifurcated as, Gulf of Suez, as well as in the eastern side, it's get bifurcated as Gulf of Aqaba. Now, Gulf of Aqaba is considered as the extension of Red Sea only. And in this particular capacity, guys, when we talk about the neighbors of Red Sea, Israel and Jordan are also considered as the neighbors of Red Sea. And for this particular aspect, guys, here we have Embassy of Israel's website, and this particular their website, it provides this particular thing, that geographically Israel is bounded by Mediterranean Sea towards the north, fine, Egypt to the southwest, and Red Sea to the south. Why? Because Gulf of Aqaba is considered as the extension of Red Sea only. So through Gulf of Aqaba, which is considered as the extension of Red Sea, when we talk about the neighbors, so who are the neighbors? So here we have Israel. So 12 o'clock, we have Israel. Then we have Jordan. Then we have Saudi Arabia. Then we have Yemen. Then after that we have Djibouti. Then here we have Eritrea. Here we have Sudan. And then we have Egypt. Okay, so again, Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Djibouti, Eritrea, Sudan, and Egypt. Okay, why? Because these gulfs, they are considered as the extension of Red Sea. Just you want to keep this particular thing in your mind. You just need to keep this particular thing in your mind. Now, moving on. Now, there is an alternative route to Red Sea also that is there. Earlier we have seen alternative to Suez Canal, now alternative to Red Sea. That is India, Middle East, Europe Corridor, IMEC. First of all, let's understand. So basically, guys, here we have a Bab el Mandab Strait, already we discussed. Gulf of Aden, already we discussed. And guys, here we have Strait of Hormuz. Now, Strait of Hormuz, here we have Persian Gulf. So idea is that what we need to do, we need to connect an alternative route like this. With the Mediterranean Sea. Why? Because a lot of geopolitical uncertainties are going in this particular area. Houthis are attacking from Yemen. Then we see this particular thing that because of because of the Hamas war. Also, geopolitical uncertainties are going on here. So, therefore, what happened in G20? G20, IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe corridor was announced. Now, this particular corridor, it will connect India, it will connect India with Arabian Gulf, and then further what it will do, it will connect Israel, and then it will further go to Europe via Mediterranean Sea. Europe via Mediterranean Sea. Now, first of all, when we talk about this India, Middle East, Europe corridor, so basically it will have two components. It will have two components. Number one is Eastern Corridor. Now, what Eastern Corridor is? Eastern Corridor will connect India to Arabian Gulf. India to Arabian Gulf. And then there is a Northern Corridor. Northern Corridor will connect Arabian Gulf to Europe. Arabian Gulf to Europe. Let's see this particular thing. Now, this particular component, it is Northern Corridor. It is Northern Corridor. Okay. And this particular component, fine, this component is referred to as Eastern Corridor. Okay, east of Europe and US, Eastern Corridor. Okay, now basically from India, three ports will be connected. Here in picture it is one, but actually three ports will be connected. That is Mundra port of Gujarat, Kandla port of Gujarat, and then JNPT port of Maharashtra, Mumbai. Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust, JNPT port of Mumbai. Okay, now it will be connected with Jabal Ali, UAE, and then basically through Saudi Arabia with the help of railway line. A connection will be made. Then in Israel, Haifa port will be connected. Then in Greece, Piraeus port is connected. So basically these locations are again important. So please see them very carefully. So Jabal Ali in UAE, fine. Then Haifa in Israel, Piraeus in Greece. Then also Al Haditha is there, which is in Saudi Arabia, fine, and Harad is there, which is in again Saudi Arabia. So these are important connecting points. These are important connecting points or connecting nodes in IMEC. Let's again see them. So we have three ports in India, then Jabal Ali in UAE, then we have Arad in Saudi Arabia, Al Haditha in Saudi Arabia, then Haifa in Israel, and Piraeus in Greece. Okay, Piraeus in Greece. So this is the important component. Now, when we talk about this India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, it is a part of PGII. What is PGII? PGII stands for Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. This is brainchild of US, and US projects PGII as an alternative to Belt and Road Initiative of China. So you know that under Belt and Road Initiative, so much financing has done by the China. So US has come out with PGII, Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment, and under PGII we have this IMEC. Now this IMEC, it will contain railway lines, it will contain ports. There will also be an hydrogen pipeline that will be developed. Data cables will be laid, and roadways will also be developed under this IMEC across the countries that we have discussed. Now, memorandum of understanding has been signed by all of these particular countries under IMEC. So, India, US, Saudi Arabia, UAE, European Union, Italy, France, Germany. They have already signed memorandum of understanding with respect to IMEC. But as of now, basically IMEC project has been stalled. Why it has been stalled? Because if you see, Saudi Arabia, is there. Okay. Also, one more country is there, Israel. Please note it down. Israel is also there. Now, We have Saudi Arabia and also we have Israel in this IMEC. And you see that between Israel and Saudi Arabia, now ideological conflict has again re-emerged. Why? Because of Hamas war that is going on. So therefore, cooperation on IMEC right now is suspended. However, if IMEC becomes successful, then it will emerge as an alternative route to the Mediterranean Sea and will help to bypass Suez Canal, So these are all the important locations with respect to this that we have discussed. Okay. Now moving on to the next entry, that is Khan Yunis in Gaza Strip. So basically, we have seen this particular thing that on October 7th, what happened first? Hamas attacked Israel. Then Israel has counter-attacked Gaza Strip region. They want to eliminate Hamas. And in this particular capacity, what has happened? There is a lot of destruction that has happened in Gaza Strip. Large number of civilians have died. Now, Khan Yunis has been again and again in the news. So, Khan Yunis, it is located in the southern side of Gaza Strip. And there are two other important locations that I want to discuss here. Number one is Rafah crossing. So Rafah crossing is a border, it is a checkpoint between Gaza Strip and Egypt. Okay. So basically goods can move from Egypt to Gaza Strip through this Rafah crossing. But for that, approval of Israel is compulsory. Without Israel's approval, no movement can happen. Then there is Kerem Shalom crossing also. Now, when we talk about Kerem Shalom crossing, it has two components. One connects Gaza with Egypt. And other connects Gaza with Israel. Okay. So, Kerem Shalom and Rafah. Where they are located? They are located between Gaza and Egypt. Rafah is Gaza and Egypt, and Kerem Shalom is Gaza and Egypt and Gaza and Israel. Okay, so it opens at two sides. Fine. Now, when we talk about Gaza Strip, it borders Mediterranean Sea, Israel, Egypt. Okay, Mediterranean Sea, Israel, Egypt. So this is about this one. And now moving on to next entry. Mediterranean Sea. So Mediterranean Sea has been in news multiple number of reasons. Fine, we have seen because of the disruption going on in Red Sea. And anyhow, in general also Mediterranean Sea has been asked many number of times. And majority of questions that has been asked is about the countries that border Mediterranean Sea. So which countries border Mediterranean Sea? Let's see that. Okay, so here we have number 1, Spain. Number 2, France. Then there is a city-state of Monaco also. Then number 4, we have Italy. Then number 5, Slovenia. Number 6, Croatia. Number 7, Bosnia Herzegovina. Then number 8, Montenegro. Then number 9, Albania. Number 10, Greece. Then number 11, Turkey. 12, Syria. 13, Lebanon. 14, Israel. 15, Egypt. 16, Libya. 17, Tunisia. 18, Algeria. 19, Morocco. And then there are two island states also that are there in Mediterranean. That is Cyprus and Malta. Cyprus and other that we have is Malta. Okay. So these are the countries that touch Mediterranean. Now I know that it will look overwhelming, but just one thing you have to do. You have to pause video for 1 minute and you have to just repeat these particular countries' name 3 to 4 times. If you do this, then in examination, if a question is asked asking that which countries border Mediterranean, you will be able to eliminate that which country is bordering, which country is not bordering. So let's again revise that. So we have number one, Spain, then we'll go to France, then we'll go to Monaco, Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, Albania, Greece, Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. Okay, let's do it once again. Fine, it will look silly, but reading it, just doing it 2-3 times, you will be in a condition to mark the question. So, number one, Spain. Number two, France, city-state Monaco, Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, Albania, Greece, Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. Sorry. So these are the important countries that border, and then Cyprus and Malta is also there, which are the two island states that we have. Now, guys, some of marginal water bodies within Mediterranean are also there, which are important. Now, what are these marginal water bodies? So here we see Balearic Sea. Here, Sea of Sardinia is there. Fine. Then we have Ligurian Sea. Then we have Tyrrhenian Sea, Adriatic Sea, Ionian Sea, Ionian Sea, Black Sea, Aegean Sea. I will do it separately, don't worry. So some of the important marginal water bodies that we have: Balearic Sea, Sea of Sardinia, fine. We have Ligurian Sea, then Tyrrhenian Sea, Adriatic Sea, Ionian Sea. Okay, Sea of Sicily is also there. So this is about the important locations with respect to Mediterranean. Now, some important gulfs. So here we have Gulf of Sidra. Here we have Gulf of Gabes. Okay, Gulf of Sidra and Gulf of Gabes. Okay. Now, moving on to next one, Levant. So on Levant, question has already been asked also. Now, what Levant is? So Levant refers to historical geographical region that encompasses eastern shores of Mediterranean Sea. And this entire region is the Levant region. Which countries are there in Levant region? So we have Syria, then we have Lebanon, then we have here Jordan, okay, then we have here Israel, and Cyprus is also included because it also lies towards the eastern side of Mediterranean Sea. So Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, this is the mainland parts of Levant region, and the island of Cyprus is also taken sometimes. So this is the Levant region, eastern side of Mediterranean Sea. Moving on to next entry. Okay, now Black Sea. Now, why Black Sea is important? Two reasons Black Sea is important. Number one, as a standalone location, Black Sea is important. Multiple questions have been asked. And secondly, there are certain developments that have happened with respect to Black Sea. Number one, Turkey has tried to revive Black Sea Grain Deal. Now, when we talk about the Black Sea Grain Deal, it was originally brokered by Turkey and UN. Now, what is this Black Sea Grain Deal? So, when we talk about Ukraine is bread basket to Europe. And because of Russia-Ukraine war, grain supplies from Ukraine to Europe were suspended. So, therefore, to allow the transportation of grains from Ukraine to Europe on humanitarian ground, this Black Sea Grain Deal was brokered by Turkey and UN. But Russia withdrew from this Black Sea Grain Deal. Now Turkey is again trying to revive this Black Sea Grain Deal. So therefore Black Sea is important. And secondly, what has happened? Russia is deciding to recognize Sea of Azov as internal Russian waters, as internal waters of Russia, Sea of Azov. So Sea of Azov, and because of this Black Sea Grain Deal, this Black Sea region becomes important. So let's see this one. So basically, here guys, we have a Black Sea. Here we have Black Sea. Now, first of all, let's see neighboring countries of Black Sea. Now, when we talk about neighboring countries, which countries are the one? Number one, we have, we'll again start from 12 o'clock. So here we have Ukraine. Number one, we have Ukraine. Number two, Russia. Number three, Georgia. Number four, Turkey. Number five, Bulgaria. Number six, Romania. Number six, Romania. So these countries border Black Sea. Again, we'll see Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania. Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania. So these are the six countries that border Black Sea. Now, here we have Sea of Azov. Sea of Azov. Now, this Sea of Azov, Russia is going to declare this Sea of Azov as the internal waters of Russia. Now, basically, between Sea of Azov and Black Sea, we have a strait that connects Sea of Azov and Black Sea, and this is called as a Kerch Strait. This is called as a Kerch Strait. Let's see this Kerch Strait also. It has also been in news in the last 3 years. Why? Because now see this Kerch Strait is very important. Let's understand this thing. So basically, guys, if we, uh, I'll show you. Now you see this thing. This is Crimea. This is Crimea, Crimean Peninsula. Now, Crimea was captured by Russia in 2014. 2014. Now, this is Russia and this is Crimea. Now, if from mainland Russia you want to go to Crimea, you have to cross this particular Kerch Strait. You have to cross this particular Kerch Strait. And also a flyover, a bridge has been constructed which connects Russia, mainland Russia and Crimea through this Kerch Strait. So Kerch is an important location. Fine. So Crimea, mainland Russia, Sea of Azov, Black Sea. Okay, and in between we have this Kerch Strait. We have here this Kerch Strait. Okay. Now let's understand Black Sea and nearby water bodies in little bit more detail. Now let's imagine that you are in Crimea Peninsula, or let's say you are in the Sea of Azov, and from Sea of Azov you want to go to Mediterranean Sea. So which water bodies you are going to pass? All this we are going to understand here. So let's get started. Now if you remember, we have already seen that there is a Sea of Azov. So from Azov, you will pass Kerch Strait, you will pass Kerch Strait, and after passing the Kerch Strait, you will reach the Black Sea. You will reach the Black Sea. Now you will go through number one, Bosphorus Strait. You will go through Bosphorus Strait. When you will cross the Bosphorus Strait, you will come here. This is Sea of Marmara. This is Sea of Marmara. Marmara. Then what you will do? You will pass this narrow water body, that is Dardanelles Strait. Dardanelles Strait. Then from Dardanelles Strait, you will reach to Aegean Sea. You will reach to Aegean Sea. Then you will reach Sea of Crete, and from there you will reach the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so this will be your route if you are coming from Sea of Azov and you want to go to Mediterranean. Let's do it once again. Let's do it once again. So, Sea of Azov. You need to imagine it. Sea of Azov. From Sea of Azov, we'll go to Kerch Strait. Fine. Number one. Then we'll go to Kerch Strait number two. Then number three, we'll come to Black Sea. Then from Black Sea, you'll go to Bosphorus Strait. Number four, you'll go to Bosphorus Strait. Then from Bosphorus Strait, you will enter this particular water body. This is Sea of Marmara. Sea of Marmara. Then Sea of Marmara, from there again, you will cross this particular strait, narrow water body. And this is Dardanelles Strait. From Dardanelles Strait, you will go to Aegean Sea. From Aegean Sea, you will go to Sea of Crete, and then you will enter Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea. Okay, fine. So this will be your route. Now guys, here on the southern side of Black Sea, we have Turkey. Southern side of Black Sea, we have Turkey. Now, as we are seeing Turkey, let's see the important aspects with respect to Turkey also. Why? Because recently Turkish president got re-elected. So in Turkey, some important locations that we have here is Pontic Mountains, Pontic Mountains. Then here we have Koroglu Mountains, Koroglu Mountains, and here we have Taurus Mountains, Taurus Mountain. So again, Pontic Mountains, Koroglu Mountains, Taurus Mountain. Fine. Here we have Anatolian Plateau, Anatolian Plateau, which is in a kind of a mid of the Turkey. Fine. Okay. And if we talk about the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Strait, Bosphorus and Dardanelles Strait. Here we have Bosphorus Strait. Here we have Dardanelles Strait. Now these are two straits as well as the Sea of Marmara. It is here in Turkey. Okay, here it is in Turkey. Now this is the international border area. All this area is Turkey. So Bosphorus Strait is within the Turkey's zone and Dardanelles Strait is also within the Turkey's zone. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. Now moving on to the next entry, and the next entry that we have here is Sulina Channel. So Sulina Channel is located on Danube River. Now let's understand first of all about Danube River. So basically Danube is second longest river. Danube is second longest river of Europe. Which is longest river of Europe? Longest river of Europe is Volga. Now Volga is situated in Russia, and after Volga, second longest river of Europe is Danube River. Now first of all, let's see the course of Danube River. So Danube River originates in Germany. It originates in Germany. Then from Germany it goes to Austria, then Slovakia. Keep in mind, not Slovenia, Slovakia. Slovakia, then Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, Moldova, Ukraine. Ukraine. Okay, so these are the countries through which the Danube River passes. Again, number one is Germany, number two is Austria, number three is Slovakia, number four is Hungary, number 5 is Croatia, number 6 is Serbia, then number 7 is Romania, number 8 is Bulgaria, number 9 is Moldova, and number 10 is Ukraine. I hope we have not missed anything. So these are the countries through which the Danube River, these are the countries through which Danube River passes, second longest river of Europe. Now here Danube River, it meets Black Sea. Danube River, it meets Black Sea. And when Danube River meets Black Sea, it gets divided in three channels. It gets divided in three channels. That is Chilia branch, Sulina branch, and St. George branch. Chilia branch, Sulina branch, and St. George branch. Now, guys, if you remember, just I'll take you back. I'll take you back. Now, yes. So you know, this is Black Sea, and Ukraine wants to export their grains to Europe, but Russia is not allowing the export of grain from Ukraine to Europe via the Black Sea. Turkey came out with the Black Sea grain deal, which Russia has withdrawn. Okay, now understand this particular thing, guys. Keep this particular thing in your mind. And now coming back here. So this is Black Sea. Fine. Black Sea, Danube River meets Black Sea. Now basically guys, here we have Ukraine, and here there is one of a port of Ukraine, that is Ismail port. There is one of a port of Ukraine, that is Ismail port. Now Ismail port, it is located on a Chilia branch of, Danube River. Now what Ukraine is planning? Ukraine is planning to send the grain shipment from Chilia branch to Sulina branch of Danube River, and from Sulina branch it will further be transported to Constanta, that is a port city in Romania. And from here, this particular grain will develop to, they will travel to Europe. Now, when we talk about Romania, when we talk about the Romania, you basically understand this particular thing that happens to be, Romania happens to be a NATO country. Romania happens to be the NATO country. And as it is a NATO country, ally of US, Russia will not attack Romanian shipments. So basically, what is idea? Idea is this, that Ismail Port. Now, Ismail in itself, it comes that, okay, Ismail Port was in news. Where it is located? It is located in Ukraine. It is located on Danube River. On Danube River, Chilia branch it is located. So from Chilia branch, by using the Ismail Port, the shipments will be transported to Sulina branch. From Sulina branch, they'll go to Constanta in Romania, and from there through the Black Sea, it will go to the Europe by passing the Bosphorus Strait, Sea of Marmara, etc. Now, why all these particular locations were in news? Because Russia has made a drone strike on the ports and grain storage facilities along the Danube River in Ukraine. So, Ismail ports and recent nearby located locations, this attack has been made. So, Sulina Channel, where it is situated, eastern part of Romania, and it connects the Danube River to the Black Sea. Black Sea. Okay. So I hope you have understood it. Okay. Now, Gibraltar Strait. Gibraltar Strait was again in news. Why it was in news? Because recently scientists, they have identified a subduction zone beneath the Gibraltar Strait. So subduction zone is the one where there are two tectonic plates that are meeting, and one tectonic plate is getting subducted, the other tectonic plate, the denser tectonic plate. So we call it as a subduction zone. So subduction zone beneath Gibraltar Strait has been found. Now, when we talk about Gibraltar Strait, what Gibraltar Strait does, it connects Mediterranean Sea. It connects Mediterranean Sea with Atlantic Ocean, and Gibraltar Strait, fine, it is located between Gibraltar Strait, it is located between Spain and Morocco, and Gibraltar, it is in Spain. Gibraltar is in Spain, and Gibraltar Strait, here you have the state of Gibraltar, it is located between Spain and Morocco. And what it does, it connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Atlantic Ocean. Now, if we'll go back, I can show you that also. Yes, here. So we have Mediterranean Sea, here we have the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now, moving on, and let's go to next location that we have here. Okay. So, Caspian Sea. So, Caspian Sea, the size is shrinking, which has alarmed the nearby countries or the neighboring countries. So, first of all, let's see the countries which border Caspian. Now, again, we are going to start from 12 o'clock. So, here we have Kazakhstan. Then second, we have Turkmenistan. Then third, we have Iran. Then fourth, Azerbaijan. And fifth is Russia. So these are 5 countries that border Caspian Sea. Again, Kazakhstan. Number 2, Turkmenistan. Number 3, Iran. Number 4, Azerbaijan. And number 5, Russia. Okay. Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Iran, Azerbaijan, and Russia. Okay. Now, basically, guys, area between, another important aspect. Already Black Sea we have discussed, and the last entry was of Caspian Sea. So this particular area between Black Sea and Caspian Sea, it is called as a Caucasus region. So Caucasus region is a region between Black Sea in the west and Caspian Sea in east. Now, when we talk about this Caucasus region, which countries are located here in this Caucasus region? So, which countries are located here? Number one, Russia is there. I'll use red color pen. Fine. So we have Russia. Then here we have Georgia. Then here we have Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran. Okay. Again, guys, let's see them. Which countries we have between Black Sea and Caspian Sea? Okay. Here we have Russia, then we have Georgia, then we have Azerbaijan, then we have Armenia, then here we have Turkey, here we have Iran. Okay. Russia, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Iran. Black Sea, Caspian Sea. Here we have Aral Sea. Here we have Aral Sea. Now Aral Sea is also shrinking. Now Aral Sea, it is watered by Amu Darya and Sir Darya. Here we have Sir Darya and here we have Amu Darya. This one we have Amu Darya. Now Aral Sea, it is located between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Okay, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Okay. If we'll go just little bit back, you will be able to, you can see more clearly area between Black Sea and Caspian Sea. Now, just if you use your imagination, here we have this Black Sea, Russia, Georgia, Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran. Okay, and Aral Sea we have here. Aral Sea we have here. Fine, shared by two countries. Which two countries? Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Okay. Now, also, fine. So this is about it. And now moving on, Nagorno-Karabakh. Nagorno-Karabakh. So Nagorno-Karabakh is the part of Caucasus region. Nagorno-Karabakh is the part of Caucasus region. We have seen the Caucasus region is area which is between Black Sea and Caspian Sea. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh was in news. Why? Because it is a disputed territory between two countries, that is Armenia and Azerbaijan. Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay. Now, let's understand about this Nagorno-Karabakh dispute. So basically, guys, Nagorno-Karabakh dispute is there. Now, internationally, this particular area, that is Nagorno-Karabakh area, this area is recognized as belonging to Azerbaijan. But people who live here in this particular area, they have Armenian ethnicity. They have Armenian ethnicity. There is a semi-autonomous government which is operating here in Nagorno-Karabakh region. And it is believed that this particular government has close links with Armenia. And on this Nagorno-Karabakh region, there are two wars that has happened already. So in 1994, there was first Nagorno-Karabakh war that happened. First Nagorno-Karabakh war that happened. In this Nagorno-Karabakh war, what happened? Basically, the territories here, they were captured by Armenia. Then 2020, what happened? Second Nagorno-Karabakh war was second Nagorno-Karabakh war was conducted by Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan, what it did, it took back large number of territories that Armenia took in 1994. So again, I'll repeat, don't get confused. 1994 Nagorno-Karabakh war won. What happened? Armenia captured the territories here. 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war 2. What happened? Azerbaijan again they reclaimed the territories, majority of the territories that were taken by the Armenia. Okay, so because of this, this area was in news. Now guys, some related information you need to understand, that there is OSCE Minsk, there is OSCE Minsk group which was created in 1994 to bring peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. OSCE stands for Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. OSCE Minsk Group. It was established in 1994 to bring the peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Recently, what happened? India endorsed OSCE Minsk Group peace plan for Armenia, Azerbaijan. Armenia, Azerbaijan. Okay, so this Nagorno-Karabakh region was in news. Okay, now in Armenia there is this lake Sivan, which is an important water body. Okay, these are two reservoirs, and the lake Sivan is here in the Armenia, Lake Sivan. Okay, and Azerbaijan, on the eastern side of Azerbaijan we have Caspian Sea. Already we have covered it also. Now moving on to next, Murmansk port. Murmansk port. So recently this report came that India accounts for 35% of the cargo at Murmansk port. So where this Murmansk port is located? Murmansk port is located in Russia on Northern Sea route. Northern Sea route. First of all, before going in this Murmansk port, let's discuss what is this Northern Sea route on which this port is located. Okay, you see this particular thing, that right now, if any shipment is to be sent from Asia, any shipment is to be sent to Asia, then what it has to do? It has to pass through Red Sea, it has to pass through Suez, then through Europe, and it will reach to Russia. This particular route via the Suez Canal is approximately 24,000 kilometer or 23,700 kilometer long. Now, Northern Sea route is an alternative to Suez route through the Pacific and Arctic region, So basically, Vladivostok, which is the far east of Russia, via Arctic region, it will be connected with the St. Petersburg. Now, this particular route will be around 14,000 kilometer from Vladivostok to St. Petersburg, and this is emerging as an alternative route for Asia-Russia shipments. It is emerging as an alternative route for Asia-Russia shipments. Now, there are some important water bodies that we also have. And you need to understand their location from west to east or east to west. Fine. Now, first of all, here we have Barents Sea. Then here we have Kara Sea. Then here we have the Laptev Sea. Then here we have East Siberian Sea, and here we have Bering Sea. So if we'll go from west to the eastern side, number 1 Barents Sea, number 2 Kara Sea, number 3 Laptev Sea, number 4 East Siberian Sea, number 5 Bering Sea. And here Murmansk port is there. Here we have the Murmansk port, where 35% cargo is either India bound or coming from India. Okay, so Murmansk port, it is one of an important port. The other important ports that we have along with the Murmansk is Dixon and Pevek. Okay, so I hope that you have understood it. So with the help of the Northern Sea route, Russia can avoid Suez Canal as well as the Red Sea area. Now moving on to the next one, that is Arctic Ocean. So basically guys, Arctic Ocean has been lot in the news. Why in the news? Because of the Arctic Sea Drilling project. Now few things I just wanted to mention here. Number 1, Blue Ocean event. Now what is Blue Ocean event? So Blue Ocean event is a point when Arctic region will become ice free. And it is believed that in next 10 to 20 year, Blue Ocean event will occur. Arctic will become ice free. And Arctic region, it is expected that it contains a lot of mineral resources, and therefore Arctic drilling project is being advocated by many countries. Now, when we talk about the Arctic, we have Arctic Council. Arctic Council, which is responsible for cooperation and development and the issues related, and with respect to the issues related to the Arctic region. Now there are 8 countries which are the permanent member of Arctic region. Which 8 countries we have? Fine. So we have Russia, then we have Finland, then third we have Sweden, fourth we have Norway, Then fifth, we have Iceland. Sixth, we have Denmark, Greenland. Seventh, we have Canada. And eighth, we have US. India is an observer member in Arctic Council, not a full term member, permanent member. India is an observer member. So there are these 8 countries which by the virtue of their geographic location are the member of Arctic Council. Again, Russia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Greenland, Canada, US. Russia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, Canada, US. Okay. What is blue ocean event? Blue ocean event is when the Arctic will become completely ice free. There is also one more term that has been in news, that is Atlantification. 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 What is Atlantification? Atlantification refers to the scenario where Arctic Ocean will become like Atlantic Ocean. Now you see this particular thing. There are the sea currents that are bringing water from Atlantic Ocean to Arctic Ocean. But you see that upper part of Arctic Ocean, it is completely frozen. The point is that pre-mixing of water from Atlantic in Arctic doesn't happen. Why? Because of the temperature difference that is there. But as this particular ice will melt, number one, thermal expansion of water will happen. Number two, as the temperature difference between Atlantic and Arctic will reduce, there will be the free mixing of Atlantic Ocean's water with the Arctic Ocean, and Arctic Ocean will become like Atlantic Ocean. This is called as Atlantification. This is called as Atlantification. Okay. Moving on, and one more thing, you should not get confused. What is Atlantification? Arctic becoming like Atlantic. Arctic becoming like Atlantic. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Now, guys, when we talk about Arctic, India already signed the Treaty of Svalbard way back in 1920s. Okay. But since 2007-8, we have started sending our expedition in Arctic. And this year, we also started the winter expedition in Arctic. And for Arctic, we have a research base at Arctic, that is Himadri. That is Himadri. Now, this is about the Antarctic, not Arctic. So in Arctic, we have research base, that is Himadri. And on Himadri research base from this particular year, we are also starting winter expedition. Winter expedition. Now, in Antarctic, that is in the south, Antarctic, we have two research stations, that is Matri Research Station and Bharti Research Station. Now, Dakshin Gangotri has now been decommissioned. Dakshin Gangotri has now been decommissioned. So, right now we have Matri and Bharti station. So, it was related and it was in news. So, therefore, I have discussed this also. Now, moving on. White Sea. So, White Sea was in news. Why? Because Russia has a test launched intercontinental ballistic missile Bulwa from the submarine in White Sea. White Sea. So basically, guys, if you remember, so if you hear White Sea is located. So if you remember Barents Sea, we discussed when we were discussing the Northern Sea route. So here we have Barents Sea. Here we have Cannon Peninsula, Kola Peninsula. Okay, and in the south of Barents Sea, there is White Sea. Now this entire is Russia. Okay, so Barents Sea, White Sea, Onega Bay, Evina Bay. Okay, now where it is located? It is located north of Russia. It is located north of Russia. Now, the next one is Sweden was in news. Why Sweden was in news? Because Sweden has found Europe's largest deposit of rare earth metals. Now, guys, when we talk about rare earth metals, it is group of 17 metals. By the way, they are not very much rare, but their concentration in one rock is rare. These rare earth metals, they have application in aerospace, they have application in renewable energies, in electronics industry. Okay, so there are the 17 group of metals which are called as the rare earth elements. Okay, now, so the largest reserve of rare earth in Europe has been found by the Sweden. Also, Sweden recently became the 32nd member of NATO. Now, who share the land border with Sweden? So we have Norway, and here we have Finland. We have Norway and Finland. Here we have Norwegian Sea, and in the south we have North Sea. So the land boundaries: Norway, Sweden, then Norwegian Sea towards the western side, and towards the southern sides, or you can say towards the southwestern side, we have North Sea. Okay, moving on. Kuril Island. So Kuril Island were in news. Why Kuril Island were in news? Let's understand this particular thing. First of all, when we talk about Kuril Island, it is a disputed island between two countries, that is Russia and Japan. Russia and Japan. And this chain of island is called as Kuril Island. Fine. Now here if you see, in north of Kuril Island, there is a Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. Then if you see towards the towards the western side of Kuril Island, there is a Sea of Oxstock, and further if you go towards the west, there is Sakhalin Island of Russia. Now here we have Japan, and these Kuril Island, they are disputed between Russia and Japan. Now if you see here, Matua Island is also there, which is a part of Kuril Island. What happened recently? Russia has planned to develop a military base, to develop a base, to develop a naval base, at Matua Island. So Matua Island is a part of Kuril Island. Kuril Island are disputed between Russia and Japan. And where they are located? They are located in Pacific Ocean. And tentative location: towards the western side, we have Sea of Oxstock. Towards northern side, we have Kamchatka Plateau. Towards the further west side, we have the Sakhalin Island. So Sakhalin Island, then Sea of Oxstock, then Kuril Island. In the north, Kamchatka Peninsula. Then we have here the Pacific Ocean, in which the Kuril Island is located. Matua Island, part of Kuril Island. Here Russia wants to develop a base. So therefore, it was in news. Now, moving on. Dakam Port. Dakam Port. Now, why Dakam Port was in news? Because recently India's National Security Advisor visited Dakam Port. Also, India way back in 2018 had got the rights to use Dakam Port for military use. Now, where the Dakam Port is located? It is located in Oman. So here we have Dakam Port. Then further towards the south, we have Salalah Port. Now, Dakam Port can be used as a gateway to Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. So already guys, you have seen that here we have the Strait of Hormuz. Then further if you go towards this side, we have the Bab el Mandab, Gulf of Aden. Okay, so Dakam Port, which country? Oman. India had got the rights in 2018 to use this Dakam Port for military purpose. Then next, Cocos Island were also in the news. These Cocos Island, they are also called as the Keeling Island. Now, why they are in the news? Because recently, Indian Navy aircraft has visited these Cocos Island. Now, Cocos Island, they are the part of Australia's territory in Indian Ocean. So, Cocos Island are the external territory of Australia in Indian Ocean. And you see that they are closely located, they are located in the vicinity of the Malacca Straits. And because of that, they have a strategic importance also. Now, as India is trying to extend its footprint in Indian Ocean, India wants a base, and therefore for logistical purpose, India will use the Cocos Island. Now, this Cocos Island, it comprises two coral atolls which have 27 smaller islands, and it can be used as an important base for refueling and operational turnaround of Indian Navy's ships. Okay, Coco Island. Now, as we are discussing the Cocos Island, which are of Australia, let's discuss little bit in detail about Australia also. So, here you can see the map of Australia. Now, first of all, some important water bodies. Towards western side, we have Indian Ocean. Towards eastern side, we have Pacific Ocean. Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Then, in north, we have here Indonesia. Here we have Papua New Guinea. Fine. Then some marginal water bodies that we have in this particular area. So number one, Timor Sea. Number two, Arfara Sea. Then we have Torres Strait. Here we have Gulf of Carpentria, and here we have Coral Sea. So let's see their location from west to eastern side. From west to eastern side. So Timor Sea, Arfara Sea, Torres Strait. Between Arfara and Torres, we have Gulf of Carpentria. Then we have Coral Sea. Again, Timor, Arfara, Gulf of Carpentria, Torres, and Coral Sea. Here you have Great Barrier Reef. Here you have Great Barrier Reef. Now, in the past, we have seen that 60% of Great Barrier Reef has already been destroyed because of the rising temperatures, rising temperature, marine pollution, etc. Now, here, this is Great Australian Bight. This is Great Australian Bight. It looks like that somebody has taken a bite of this particular area. So, referred to as Great Australian Bight. Okay, now here we have Tasmania. Here we have Tasmania. Now, basically, a question was asked on marsupials. Question was asked on marsupials. So, marsupials are unique. Let me explain you. When we talk about mammals, mammals are of three types. One are placental mammals. Humans are placental mammals. Okay, so the young one, when the young one is in the womb, so young one will be nourished by the placenta, placental mammals. Then the next are marsupials. Marsupials are a type of mammal which will give birth to an underdeveloped offspring, and they will have a pouch-like structure. In that pouch, that young one will then further develop. Marsupials. Fine. And then third are egg-laying mammals. Egg-laying mammals are called as monotremes. So question was asked on marsupials. Now marsupials, these are a unique kind of mammals which are found here, Australia, and some of the marsupials are found here in Tasmania also. So on the south of Australia, we have Tasmania. And between Tasmania and Australia, we have Bass Strait. We here have Bass Strait. Okay. So here there is Bass Strait, which is between Tasmania and Australia. Okay, Bass Strait. Okay, fine. Then we have further here Shark Bay. Shark Bay. Now, Shark Bay is on the western side of Australia. It is on the western side of Australia. So these are some of the important locations that you need to know. And one more, last one, Spencer Gulf. Spencer Gulf. Okay, so these are some of the important locations. I hope that you have understood it. Beyond that, no need to go, because guys, it is humanly not possible to remember each and every location on every world map. The important ones, the most important ones, you should be knowing about it. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Okay, Mount Ulavun. So recently what happened, India has provided $1 million grant for the volcanic eruption that happened in Mount Ulavun. So where this Mount Ulavun? Mount Ulavun is in Papua New Guinea, and there are two major volcanic eruptions that have happened. Number one, Mount Ulavun is there, and next is Mount Manam is there. So Mount Manam and Mount Ulavun are erupting in Papua New Guinea, and for that India has given a $1 million grant. Which country? Papua New Guinea. You should remember it. Okay, now here we have Papua New Guinea. Here we have Pacific Ocean, Coral Sea, and guys, here you see we have Australia. If you remember, we have already discussed all this. Next, Malta. So recently, guys, one of a Maltese ship was hijacked. One of the Maltese ship was hijacked in Arabian Sea, and then Indian Navy assisted that Maltese ship. So Malta, where is Malta? Malta is located in Mediterranean Sea. When I was discussing with you Mediterranean Sea, I told you about the two island states, that is Cyprus and Malta. Now, when we talk about Malta, Malta is made up of three islands, that is Malta Island, Gozo Island, and Comino Island. Malta is the largest island, and from the Malta largest island, the name Malta comes. Where it is located? It is located in Mediterranean. Now, moving on to the next one, Lake Baikal. So recently, mud volcanoes under the water in Lake Baikal has been discovered. So recently, underwater robot, it discovered mud volcano in Lake Baikal. So where the Lake Baikal is located and what is the geographical importance of Lake Baikal? So Lake Baikal, number one, it is the deepest lake of the world. And because it is the deepest lake of the world, it contains the largest fresh water by volume. This lake contains largest fresh water by volume in category of lakes. And this Lake Baikal, it is located in Russia. Located in Russia. The next, Nord Stream pipeline. Nord Stream pipeline. So there were leaks that happened in the Nord Stream pipeline, and for that, between Europe and Russia, a new rivalry it got started 1.5 years back. So Nord Stream. So Nord Stream is a gas pipeline which intends to transport natural gas from Russia to Europe. This Nord Stream pipeline has two components, that is Nord Stream pipeline 1 and Nord Stream pipeline 2. Now, Nord Stream pipeline 1, it connects Vyborg in Russia to Greifswald in Germany. And from Germany, natural gas will be transported to the other parts of Europe. And Nord Stream 2, it intended to connect Ust-Luga in Russia again with the Greifswald in Germany. And as of now, it has been dropped because of Russia-Ukraine war that is going on. Okay, so Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 connects Russia with Germany. Natural gas will be transported. Then next is Gulf of Guinea. Now, why Gulf of Guinea was in news? Because recently anti-piracy patrolling has been done by INS Sumedha in Gulf of Guinea. Now, Gulf of Guinea, this is Gulf of Guinea. So let's see the countries which border Gulf of Guinea. Number 1, Liberia. Number 2, Cote d'Ivoire. Number 3, Ghana. Number 4, Togo. Number 5, Benin. Number 6, Nigeria. 7, Cameroon. Number 8, Equatorial Guinea. Number 9, Gabon. Number 10, Congo. There are two Congos. One is Republic of Congo and other is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Both are there. So number 10, Congo. Number 11, Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay. Then we have Angola. So these are the 12 countries. Again, let's see them. Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Congo, DRC, Angola. Okay, so these are the 12 countries which border the Gulf of Guinea. Then there are some important islands also that were there which were in the news, and islands that we have here is Bioko Island, Principe Island, Sao Tome and Annobon Island. Okay, Bioko, then further south Principe, then further south Sao Tome, then further south Annobon Island. So these are the important islands that were in the news. Why? Because when the INS Sumedha was patrolling here. Also guys, INS Sumedha, this ship, it also participated in Bright Star 23 exercise that was conducted around Mediterranean Sea. So that is also an additional information. Keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Bright Star 23. I'll write here the name. Okay, now moving on. Okay, Dangote oil refinery. So Dangote oil refinery was in news. Why? Because of the crude oil production. Now Dangote oil refinery, it is in Nigeria. It is in Nigeria. So important neighboring countries of Nigeria will be seeing here. Now, when we talk about Nigeria, so first we have here Benin. Benin. Then we have Niger. Let's start with 12 o'clock. So number 1 we have Niger. Number 2 we have Chad. Number 2 we have Chad. Number 3 we have Cameroon. Number 4 we have Benin. Okay, so these are the countries which border Nigeria. Again we'll see Niger. Then we have Chad. Then after that we have Cameroon. Then we have here Benin. Okay, moving on. Lake Victoria. So recently Lake Victoria was in news. Why? Because Lake Victoria, is facing a lot of environmental degradation. And also what has happened recently, India based Center for Science and Environment, fine, it conducted a multinational stakeholder consultation in Tanzania and gave its suggestion for the restoration of Lake Victoria. Restoration of Lake Victoria. So let's discuss about Lake Victoria. And actually, Lake Victoria was in news multiple number of times. Now, Lake Victoria, it is a lake in Africa and it is shared by three countries, that is Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. But more than 50% of the area of Lake Victoria, it falls in Tanzania. So Tanzania has a special interest in Lake Victoria. Three countries, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. Now guys, not only the Lake Victoria is important, but other great lakes of Africa also we will see, because from there also a question can be framed. So basically, here you can see the great lakes of Africa and we will arrange them from south to north. So southernmost is Lake Malawi. Lake Malawi. Then there is Lake Tanganyika. Then there is Lake Kivu. Then we have Lake Victoria. Then we have Lake Edward. And in the northernmost, we have Lake Albert. So again, let's see that. Number one, we are going from south to north. If you will come from north to south, this order will be reversed. We are going from south to north. Lake Malawi. Then number two, Lake Tanganyika. Then number three, Lake Kivu. Number four, Lake Victoria. Number five, Lake Edward. And number six, Lake Albert. Lake Albert. Okay, so these are the great lakes of Africa. And you should remember their south to north or north to south location, and also countries in which they are located, that has also been shown here. I will insist that please download the PDF notes of this particular session. It will give you a better idea. Fine. Moving on next. Abai region was in news. Why? Because the violence that is going on between ethnic Dinka groups here. Now, when we talk about Abai region is located between Sudan and South Sudan, and South Sudan, and as of the transitional agreement that is there, Abai is counted as a part of both Sudan as well as South Sudan. Now, so therefore, in the Dinka groups, there was violence going on. So therefore, Abai region was in news. Fine. Now moving to the next entry. So now we have Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, that was in news. Now why DRC was in news? Because of multiple reasons. Number one, what happened? There was clashes in the DRC between Congolese army and Rwanda supported M23 group. So M23 group is a rebel group in DRC which is operating from the support of Rwanda. Fine. So let's discuss about the Democratic Republic of Congo. So here we have Democratic Republic of Congo. If you go towards the side of the west, you have Republic of Congo. So Republic of Congo is separate, Democratic Republic of Congo is separate. Now, which are the countries which border Democratic Republic of Congo? So we are going to start again from 12 o'clock. Number one, we have Central Asian Republic. Number two, we have South Sudan. Number three, we have Uganda. Number four, we have Rwanda. Then number five, we have Burundi. Number six, we have Tanzania. Number seven, we have Zambia. Number eight, we have Angola. Then we have Angola. And number nine, we have Republic of Congo. Kinshasa is the capital. And Congo River, which crosses equator twice. This is the only river which crosses equator twice. It is also located in Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, so again, let's see the neighbors in Democratic Republic of Congo. Number one, we have Central African Republic. Number two, we have South Sudan. Number three, we have Uganda. Number four, we have Rwanda. Number five, Burundi. Number six, Tanzania. Number seven, Zambia. Number eight, Angola. Number nine, Republic of Congo. Republic of Congo. Is it clear or not? Fine. Guys, also one more additional information just I want to tell you here. If you see, there is one particular location, Brazzaville, which is there in Republic of Congo. Now this, what happened recently, there was one summit by the name of Brazzaville Summit that was conducted. This Brazzaville Summit, it is also, now it is not in DRC, it is in Republic of Congo, Brazzaville. So Brazzaville Summit, it is also called as the it is also called as the Three Basin Summit. Three Basin Summit. What are these three basins? Amazon Basin, Congo Basin, and Borneo Mekong Basin. So Amazon Basin, Congo Basin, Borneo Mekong River Basin. These contains a majority of tropical forest. And to preserve these tropical forests, this Three Basin Summit, Brazzaville Summit was conducted recently. That was a separate article as I saw this Brazzaville, so I thought that I should share it with you. So this is about it. Fine. Now moving on to the next one. So the next is Halib Triangle. So Halib Triangle was in news. Why? Because recently Egypt, they have stationed their forces in the Halib Triangle. Now what is this Halib Triangle? So basically Halib Triangle is a disputed territory between two countries, that is Egypt and Sudan. Now if you see, basically Sudan and Egypt, they have different interpretation of their boundary. According to Sudan, boundary goes like this. And as boundary goes like this particular region becomes a part of Sudan. But Egypt says that no, boundary goes like this. And as boundary goes like this particular region becomes a part of Egypt. So this particular area, it is called as Halib Triangle. And this Halib Triangle is a disputed area between Egypt and Sudan. Now, when we talk about this Halib Triangle, as of now, what is the situation? As of now, Halib Triangle is administered by Egypt, but it is claimed by Sudan. And this Halib Triangle, it borders Red Sea. So recently what has happened, Egypt, they have established their military forces in Halib Triangle, and since then Sudanese forces, they have faced a setback. So therefore Halib Triangle is in news. Where Halib Triangle? Africa, between Egypt and Sudan. Okay. The next entry, Darfur region. So Darfur region again is in news. Now by the way, Darfur region, since the 2000s, there is a conflict, on and off conflict that is going on. And this Darfur region is also popularly, it is the region where land cruiser war was conducted. Okay, so Darfur war, this is the area where the land cruiser war in early 2000s, it was fought. Now this Darfur region, it is the territory in Sudan. And recently, now see, first of all, when we talk about Sudan is right now under the military junta. It is under the military rule right now. And two rival factions of military, that is Sudanese Armed Force and Rapid Support Forces, they are fighting with each other. And because of their rivalry and because of the war that is going on between SAF and RSF, this Darfur region is in news. Where it is located? Africa. In Africa, where it is located? In Sudan. Okay, Sudan's other dispute here, guys, if you remember, this one, that is Halib Triangle. Next, moving on, Lake Chad. So Lake Chad is in news. Why? Because guys, in the Lake Chad, recently, regional stabilization facility was launched for the Lake Chad. Now, what is this regional stabilization facility? Regional stabilization facility is a mechanism by United Nations Development Program where the UNDP provide funding, to the conflict affected area. This particular funding is used for reducing the risk of violence and for implementing the long-term peace building, recovery and for development. This regional stabilization facility is given by UNDP. Again, in one line, what is regional stabilization facility? It is a funding mechanism by UNDP given to the areas which are facing the violence. And for Lake Chad, this facility has recently been given. Now here, international donors, national partners, regional partners, they give the money. So therefore, lake chart was in news. Now, first of all, lake chart. Now, when we talk about the lake chart, it is shared by Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and Nigeria. And this this regional stabilization facility will also be oriented to all the countries which are bordering the lake chart. That is Cameroon, Chad, Niger, Nigeria. Nigeria. Also, similar facility is given for one more area in Africa, that is Liptako Gormora region. Liptako Gormora region. Now, Liptako Gormora region, it is in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, so recently the Mozambique channel was also in news. Why? Because of the Filippo cyclone, tropical Filippo cyclone, Mozambique channel was there in the news. Now, when we talk about Mozambique channel, so Mozambique channel, it is located between Mozambique and Madagascar. It is located between Mozambique and Madagascar. So, here we have Indian Ocean, Comoros, Mozambique, okay, and Madagascar. Fine. Next, moving to the next entry, Zanzibar. So recently what happened? Recently you already might be knowing that IIT has opened its offshore campus. So one of our campus has been launched in Abu Dhabi and one of our campus has been launched in the Zanzibar. So IIT Madras, it has opened its campus, that is IIT Zanzibar. So here we have Tanzania, here we have Zanzibar. So Zanzibar, fine. It is a semi-autonomous area under the Tanzania. Okay, and some important locations with respect to Zanzibar is that here we have Tanzania, and between Tanzania and Zanzibar there is Zanzibar channel. There is Zanzibar channel. Okay, and here on the Zanzibar island there is the IIT campus that will be opened up. Now in the north we have Pemba Island, and in the south we have Mafia Island. These Pemba Island and Mafia Island, they produce a lot of spices, and because of this Pemba Island and Mafia Island, they are also called as the spice islands of the world. They are also called as the spice islands of the world. You need to remember its location. Pemba Island is in north, Mafia Island is in the south, and towards the eastern side we have Indian Ocean. We have Indian Ocean. Okay, fine. Now, further guys, as we talk about the Tanzania, because we are discussing about the Zanzibar, so important locations with respect to the Tanzania neighbors also you should be knowing. Now, first of all, who are the neighbors of Tanzania? So, we will be starting from 12 o'clock. Number 1, we have Uganda. Number 2, we have Kenya. Number 2, we have Kenya. Then we'll go to the south. Here, number 3, we have Mozambique. Then, number 4 is Malawi. Then, number 5 is Zambia. Then, number 6, Democratic Republic of Congo. Then, number 7, we have Burundi. Number 8, we have Rwanda. So, these are the 8 countries that border Tanzania. So, again, let's start 12 o'clock. Uganda is there. Then, Kenya is there. Then, Mozambique is there. Malawi is there. Zambia is there. Democratic Republic of Congo is there. Burundi is there. Rwanda is there. Okay. So, these are the 8 countries that make border with Tanzania. Okay. Now, if we talk about the important lakes location in respect of Tanzania, so all these particular lakes already we have seen. Now, try to make a mental map. So, Lake Malawi was in south. Okay. Then Lake Tanganyika was there. Then Lake Victoria is there. Okay. These are the 3 great lakes. Apart from that, there are other lakes also that are there, but we discuss the great lakes. Fine. Then there is other lakes that we also have, the minor ones, the Lake Rukwa and Lake Nyasa. Fine. Moving on to the next entry, Lamu. So basically what has happened recently, India has carried exploration exercise in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Kenya. So in the Indian Ocean of the coast of Kenya, India has carried the exploration exercise, and 100 nautical charts have been given by India to Kenya. Now, this particular joint survey between India and Kenya was done around the Lamu archipelago. Lamu archipelago. This joint survey was done by the Navy of both India as well as Kenya. So, where is this Lamu archipelago? So, if it comes that Lamu archipelago was in news, so Lamu archipelago, it belongs to Kenya. And recently, exploration exercise was done by the navies of India and Kenya. Fine. Now, moving to the next entry. So, guys, the next entry that we are going to take is Agleja Island. So, why Agleja Island was in news? Because recently, India inaugurated a base and an airstrip on Agleja Island. Now, this Agleja Island, it belongs to Mauritius. It belongs to Mauritius, and here you can see that we have Mauritius and here we have the Agleja Island. Now, these are important island in Indian Oceans and it will constitute to the India's blue water navy vision. What is blue water navy? Any navy which has a presence in all the important water bodies, it is called as the blue water navy. India wants to become a blue water navy. In this capacity, first India wants to ensure that it has a robust presence in Indian Ocean. For that, if you see Cocos Island, we are collaborating with, and now in Agleja Island, we have developed a airstrip and a base. This Agleja Island belongs to the Mauritius. And if you see, guys, here, a lot of cooperation India has achieved. For example, Madagascar. India has established a listening post in Madagascar, which will enhance India's situational awareness. Then after that, here we have Assumption Island. Now on Assumption Island, India has signed a memorandum of understanding with Seychelles, and here also we are building an airstrip and docking facility. So Assumption Island, Seychelles, we are developing an airstrip and the docking facility, and then Agleja Island, MOU with Mauritius to sign MOU with Mauritius to establish airstrip and a base. So three islands are here which are important. Number one, Madagascar. Already India signed agreement. Second is Assumption Island. Which country? Seychelles. And then the third is Agleja Island. Agleja Island is of whom? Mauritius. Okay, so recently this Agleja Island was in news. All these islands are in Indian Ocean. Fine. Moving on to the next entry. A23A. A23A. So A23A was in news. What is A23A? It is a glacier which has now drifted away from the Antarctica. Now guys, when we talk about the A23A, so A23A, it was an iceberg. A23A was an iceberg. It split from Antarctica's Flincher ice shelf. So basically guys, here, this is the Flincher ice shelf. And from here, an iceberg has affected and now it is moving towards the Atlantic Ocean. Now guys, this iceberg is huge. And as it will melt, it will contribute in the rising sea level. So basically what happened, it got disconnected in 1986, but for around 3 decades, it was stationed here. But now it has started moving in Weddell Sea, and from Weddell Sea, it will move to the Atlantic Ocean. So number one, A23A, what it is? It is an iceberg. It was located in Antarctica. In Antarctica, it was located in the Flincher ice shelf. Now it has defected and it is moving in Weddell Sea, and from Weddell Sea, it is moving to the Atlantic Ocean, and its melting will contribute to the sea level rise. Okay, the next one, Amundsen Sea. Find Amundsen Sea. Now Amundsen Sea, where it is located? Again, it is located in the Antarctic. Fine guys, I hope that you have understood Amundsen Sea, part of the Antarctica. So this is guys all about from our side in the today's session. I hope that you have liked the video. If you have liked the video, please do subscribe to the channel and also please do leave your comments. Thank you so much.